Ach, nö, es hat sich nur mein Internet verabschiedet. Mehr war gar nicht. Ich war auch ganz leicht perplex. Ach, nö, es hat sich nur mein Internet verabschiedet. Mehr war gar nicht. Ich war auch ganz. Das hat sich jetzt für mich angehört, weil mein Stream noch per Laptop lief. So, jetzt muss ich das nur mal dort reinschreiben, dass das hier. Oh, das ist schön, es liegt an ihr. Nee, diesmal lag es an meinem Netz. Okay, wo war ich? Ach ja, 17. Oktober. Pfarrer Whitaker hat und ich haben ein verlassenes Haus in der Nähe von St. Mary's aufgesucht. Es war ein schrecklicher und übelriechender Ort. Ratten versuchten die letzten Bewohner der baufälligen Wohnung die Räume streitig zu machen. Die meisten von ihnen waren krank, abgrundtief schreckliche Gerüche. Im obersten Stock fand Pfarrer Whitaker einen alten Mann, der auf einer schmutzigen Matratze lag und Blut in einer Holzschüssel spuckte. Pfarrer Whitaker kniete vor ihm nieder und betete lange. Dem Mann schien es besser zu gehen. Dann geleiteten wir ihn gemeinsam ins Licht. Ich weinte damals und weine auch jetzt beim Schreiben dieser Zeile. Das ist nur der Wind. Das Schreiben dieser Zeilen, denn noch nie habe ich eine Seele gesehen, die so erleichtert war, endlich erlöst zu werden. Pfarrer Weiteger ist ein Heiliger. Er soll weder überheblich noch ein sündiger Ausdruck von Stolz sein, doch ich wünsche mir, ebenso vielen Seelen retten zu können wie er. Es ist ein wahres Privileg, Zeuge solcher Wunder zu werden. Alter, halt die Klappe. 19. Oktober. Heute Nacht waren wir in den Hurenhäusern am Kanal. Ich muss zugeben, ich hatte große Angst. Was? Dezibels über den Weg zu laufen, aber die Gebäude waren schon lange verlassen. Pfarrer Weiteger erklärte, dass Huren und Infektionen einander anziehen. Ihre Kunden es aber schnell mit der Angst zu tun bekommen, wenn das Wort Krankheit fällt. Im letzten Bordell stießen wir auf zwei kranke Frauen, die sich in sündiger Weise unter schmutzigen Decken die Schlafstätte teilten. Wieder war der Gestank furchtbar, ehe Pfarrer Weiteger niederkniete, um für diese beiden verlorenen Seelen zu beten, erklärte er, das sei der Geruch des Satans und der Krankheit. Es könnte einfach bloß Dreck sein. Die Frauen waren so gebrechlich und krank, dass sie nicht bewegen konnten. Als ich das Benzin auf die Decken schüttete, sind ihre Seelen geläutert und gereinigt. Okay, alles klar. Hat jemand Gummibärchen für mich? Ich habe Gummibärchen. Nicht. Nee, ich habe wirklich keine. Scheiße, jetzt habe ich Bock auf Gummibärchen. Shit happens. So, 21. Oktober. Pfarrer Weiteger ist ein Heiliger. Ich lasse nicht zu, dass jemand diesen heiligen Mann verhöhnt. Doch, lässt du gerade, weil du tot bist. Er verdient mehr Hilfe und Unterstützung, aber wie alle wahren Propheten ist er allein. Er bedarf meiner Unterstützung seiner Anhänger. Ja, was, Gummibärchen, ja, ich möchte auch gerne Gummibärchen, aber wie alle, da war ich schon. Er braucht Liebe und Liebesbeweise. Morgen gehe ich zurück zum Friedhof und grabe weitere Reichtümer für ihn aus. Die Toten haben keine Verwendung für weltliche Dinge, aber Pfarrer Weidheck und ich müssen schließlich etwas essen. Aha, also bist du auch nur ein Vollidiot. 27. Oktober, heute Nacht war es zum ersten Mal an mir, die Runde zu bestimmen. Ich entschied mich, dorthin zurückzukehren, wo wir vor 10 Tagen waren, um nachzusehen, ob noch mehr Seelen befreit werden müssten. Pfarrer Weitiger befürwortete meine Entscheidungen, denn, wie er erklärte, sei das Werk des guten Mannes niemals vollendet und der Satan schlafe nie. Außerdem sagte er, dass er mir vielleicht bald wichtigere Missionen und Aufgaben anvertraut, wenn ich weiter so viel Eifer zeige. Ich kann es kaum erwarten. Heute Nacht wurde ich 3 weitere Seelen von allerlei Verderbnis gereinigt. Es soll weder überheblich noch ein sündiger Ausdruck von Stolz sein, doch ich wage zu sagen, dass wir auf dem Weg zur wahren Herrlichkeit sind. Oder du bist einfach nur ein verblindeter Vollidiot gewesen.
blood.
Okay, das ist jetzt ein Paradoxon. Hallo Julia. Hey Kollegenschwein, stirb! Bone is back! Hallo Bone! Genau, jetzt erinnere ich mich. Haha! Ein Unterschlupf.
I cannot enter.
Ja, nützt uns gerade nur leider nicht viel. Ganz dezent verwirrt. Ich habe einfach nur Highspeed freudig. Das kommt aus diese Julia, diese Bone, die kommt aus einer ehemaligen Creepypasta-Gruppe. Da kenne ich sie. Ach ja, das waren auch noch Zeiten. Axt und ich, ja, Axt und ich kennen uns. Die Axt und ich. Ja, das. Okay, der war schnell tot. Ja, du auch, mein Beileid, lol. Ey, Julia finde ich einen schönen Namen. Yay, hallo! Ey, das finde ich jetzt aber uncool. Boah, voll die Grabstellung. Ich habe voll die Grabsteine kaputt gemacht. Es sind ganz schön viele von diesen Skulls. Was? Phil ist ein Grabschlechter. Ja, kein Grabschänder, ein Grabschlechter. Man kennt's ja, ne? Guten Morgen! Ey, das war's aber unhöflich. Was sind die Snacks für ein Vampir? Richtig, Ratten für zwischendurch. Wohl eher guten Abend, Tageszeiten lernen wir noch mal. Nein! Denn bei Vampir ist alles umgedreht.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Ach ja, Vampir zu sein ist schon manchmal traurig. Und das war's mit meinem Highspeed. Shut. Say bye. Oh, schade, Julia. Aber schön, dass du mal kurz da warst, war lustig.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Badass.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do, but accept it.
Du bist aber schnell hierher gekommen, ey, gute Fräulein.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
A vampire. Crying over the death of a loved one. It sounds like a bad joke.
No, Jonathan. She was your sister. And the pain of her death, the hunger that killed her, will stab at you for years. It's important to cry for those you love.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
I'm learning. Every night is a new lesson. What I am, what I must do to survive. But my sister, she shouldn't have suffered because of my weakness.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends.
Was?
Loved
Seit wann sind wir Freunde?
I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Jo, wenn sie meint, ne? Solange ich mich nicht auf den Schoß des Priesters setzen muss. Unbekannter.
All right, time to make some more of that miracle stew. Where is the burner? Ouch! Oh, shit! Ow! Oh, shit! No more chlorine. Well, the next batch will be a little less miraculous. That's all.
Chlor? Alter, diese Familie besteht nur aus Räubern und Banditen, Alter.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
Bandstufe 3 benötigt.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
Well, then... Wie komme ich jetzt hier wieder raus? Ah, jetzt. Mein Kollege, I need blood. Danke. Danke für deine 6 Schrauben.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
What the fuck?
Does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Aha. War es
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Gesichtselfmeter. Ja, denke ich mir auch gerade. Ach, Jungs sollen ja mal kämpfen. Was ist denn mit dir los? Ja, bitte stirb einfach.
This man stunned me with his crucifix. This is not good news.
Da hat er gar keine Zeit, mich zu stunnen. Was sagst du, dass er mich stunnen konnte?
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
Mach das.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed.
They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Es spielt keine Rolle.
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Fällt dem den keiner auf, dass unsere Pupillen silber sind und unsere Augäpfel rot?
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll be...
Imprisoned by your daily routine.
Komm halt die Fresse!
Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Halt die Fresse! Toll, meine Mutter hat alle Salzstangen aufgefordert. Na, scheiße.
Don't you?
Faith gives me all I need.
No doubt your faith will prevail.
Blessed be your...
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is as depraved as...
Really? Why is that?
This woman runs no medical
Also, sobald ich die 5 erreicht habe, ja, stirbst du.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias?
Was ein Arschloch.
What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
Wenn wir den aussagen können, bekommen wir 5000 DP.
I have heard...
You again? What do you want?
Can I off keep?
Oh, ich habe nichts mehr gegen Erschöpfung.
As you... Good.
Good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Das hat ja noch keine Erschöpfung, sondern was anderes. Also was ich heilen kann. There is Bridge Rescue. Die hat eine Erkältung.
Good eve.
Have you any news?
I can't believe that people are naive.
Ja, aber deiner Medizin vertrauen sie. Da ist Chlor drin.
You look... Well...
Thank you.
Goodbye.
So, gegen Neurologie habe ich leider nichts.
How are...
I'm not your...
Good.
shall fear no evil.
It's done for him!
Ist immer schön, wenn ein Plan aufgeht. Stirb einfach.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. I remember you.
Okay.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me, chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Wir brauchen mehr Blut. Jetzt müssen wir schon wieder hoch auf stabil. Der ist jetzt erschöpft. Der ist jetzt auch noch erschöpft. Klar, okay, gut, da hat er diese Neuralgie.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Können wir bitte erneut meinen Nachnamen aus seiner Hand legen?
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Bevor wir das machen, gehe ich aber erstmal wieder zu Hao Shung und überzeuge die, dass sie zurückgeht. Und vorher sollte ich vielleicht nochmal mit den Leuten hier reden.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Have you heard of Elizabeth Blackwell? She was the first woman listed on the UK Medical Register. Change is slow, but it will come. And you will always have my support.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth. That's all I'm saying.
Und das ist auch das einzig richtig.
Goodbye.
What on earth happened here?
Ja, moin.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the Scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
So, ich habe mir gerade etwas zu trinken organisiert.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Krass.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
So, und bevor wir zu den Docs machen.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a tragedy, pure and simple. The hospital is meant to be a safe haven to all. We failed the people who trusted us with their care.
Do you think I should not have brought Mr. Hampton back here?
It's not your fault. You rescued that poor soul. It was the Christian thing to do. But we should have noticed his instability.
Nurse Brannigan has been recently accused of neglecting her professional duties. Tell me what you really think about it.
This kind of protest is nothing but elitist bullshit. I trust Nurse Brannigan with my life. She has what it takes to be a great doctor.
Do you really think she could be the next Elizabeth Blackwell?
Believe me, Dr. Reed, a time will come when skill and skill alone will determine who can be a physician and who cannot.
Sehe ich auch so. Aussagen, nein, er ist ein Arzt, den brauchen wir noch.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Zumal es ein guter Arzt ist und kein Arschlocharzt. Ein Arschlocharzt, den sauge ich aus, einen guten Arzt nicht. Das zum Beispiel ist auch ein Arschlocharzt. In meinen Augen, weil er halt den Toten klaut. Ach bitte, stopp doch einfach.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
Okay.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Aww.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends.
but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Der klingt nach Katsumi. Ja, ne? Schon irgendwie.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
War das eine Einladung?
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
This part of town is very fragile. I hope the trust so many people put in her will not be betrayed.
Goodbye for now.
Das wäre dann wohl abgeschlossen. So, dann werde ich mich jetzt mal den vorbeischleichen. Und jetzt, wie spät haben wir es jetzt eigentlich? Gleich 21 Uhr. Ja gut. Ich mache jetzt noch zu den Docks, zu so einem Unterschlupf. Und dann mache ich hier aber dann auch schon Sense. Das heißt erstmal laufen.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Stopp doch einfach. Oh. 5 Schillinge. Toll. Und kann ich hier jetzt irgendwo hoch? Guten Morgen. Ein Brief. Na, lese ich jetzt nicht.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you...
Dr. Jonathan Reed. So you work...
Name is...
What can you tell me about this part?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
So, Unterschlupf. Ich würde sagen, ich level jetzt noch schnell auf, danach wartest du mit dem Stream, weil ich bin nur langsam fertig. Und wir gehen auf keine Ahnung. Wie wär's denn mit einem neuen Angriff oder sowas? Oh, was war das ja dazu? Neue Fähigkeit, mal gucken. Folgende Nacht. Ist auch einige. So, dann bedanke ich mich fürs Reinschauen und wir sehen uns dann im nächsten Stream wieder. Macht's gut.